What's up, everybody? Welcome to Going Through It. I am Kenechi, and today I have my favorite host ever, the original Natalie.
Hi, I'm so happy to be back, y'all. So
It's
happy.
been a minute, but she had to
Yeah,
come back because today is our 1 year anniversary
anniversary.
of Can you believe it? From where was our first? Oh, it was like I was in Cali and you were in New
I'm still
York.
here. Yep, still
Now,
here.
yeah, I just happen to be in Trinidad, my home country right now, and you're in New York. And I think this was the same setup for you, wasn't it?
No, it is the same setup. I don't know if I made it known to the podcast universe that I want to move, but that hasn't happened because financial goals came up. So I'm like, I'm a wait. I'm gonna wait till
She's
I
being
raise this
smart
rent.
about it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Kenichi, this is our 1 year anniversary, and we're back to Valentine's Day. I think
I
it's fun
know.
for us to choose that our first episode.
Was
And
Valentine's Day, and
yes.
like soon after that good things came about. But
Mhm.
I just want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who's been supportive, who's
Yes.
been listening. We still have a lot of growing to do. And I
Mhm.
know lately I kind of fell off a little bit, but that's for health reasons. I do have a bunch of episodes recorded that just have not gone out
Mhm.
to the world yet. But
Can we address that why I'm not on so many of the episodes?
oh, yeah, yeah. Well, if you want to.
Oh, so basically, so if you guys remember, last April was a big thing, a big clusterfuck of shit for both Kenichi and I. So,
Pooh, it seems like a lifetime away. I don't even like.
no. Yeah, my craziness actually continued. So it just got to the point where I didn't want to hold Kenichi back, and it's like, just keep going without me. I'm good, you
But
know?
she's always welcomed here, and like from the very beginning, she has so many talents and a lot of ambition. And with everything going on, it's only so much that she could focus on. Whereas for me, this was more of a passion. So she still was doing her own thing. Don't get it
Hmm.
twisted, while still managing crisis mode, I
Yeah.
guess.
So check out that music video, Still Calling by Darylyn. We're working on two other ones right now. And follow me at Lady Marmalade because fashion videos are coming next.
Yes, bitch,
Hmm.
yes.
Yo, it's New York Fashion Week this week. Lit.
I know, I've been seeing all the pictures. I'm like, I can't wait till I get to the point that I can go. Any reason to dress up and slay, I want to be part
Hell
of
yeah.
it. Well, anyway, so in a year, shall we summarize like what are the biggest things you've learned in the year since we started, and what are some things that you want to work on?
In relation to the podcast or like as a
just
human
just
being?
everything in the year since we started, like last year. Okay,
Hmm.
last year we started, we were both in a relationship, we
Yeah.
both we'll get to that.
Oh, yeah.
We both didn't really have any set plans for Valentine's Day, and we were kind of just in a place where we're trying to figure out everything else going on in our life. So have we
Yeah.
grown since then? Like, that's what
On my end, definitely. I got a nonprofit job that I'm proud of. So
Woo!
thanks. We're at the Field. It's a excuse me. It's a nonprofit artist services organization specializing in fiscal sponsorship. And yeah, we can sponsor anyone across the country.
Wow.
Check out our website, thefield.org. However, this is just me praising. I'm not representing the field in this podcast. Cool.
Guys, don't
Anyway,
mind me. Sorry, I'm melting. Let me just explain. Like I said, I'm in Trinidad, my home country. There's no AC. I can't have the fan on because you guys will hear the wind blowing in the mic. And if you hear like the bread van passing and stuff, let's just ignore it. We're just rolling with the flow, okay? So
mhm, mhm.
go ahead.
So that happened. I rolled out Darylyn's music video, which was all summer. And then we got in a couple of festivals. Then we're planning the next thing. Meanwhile, I'm like trying to change the trajectory of the beginning of my career. So my next thing right now is doing fashion videos and other music videos because we need to get me an agent because I'm
Definitely.
trying to do commercial work. So let's go. Anyway, I lost 40 pounds last year. So hello neck right here if you're
She
watching the
said
video.
hello, neck.
Yup. And I guess since we're here, what I'm going to work on next is getting the six pack that I've been saying I was going to get since high school this
Uh-huh.
summer. um, so that's that. I have saved a shit ton of money. So going to Greece, going to all this shit, doing all the financial stuff
Traveling
I
is
need to
important. Yep,
put
yep.
together. Yep, yep. And then I think the most important thing, honestly, which we're gonna get into, that I've only really came to really fully assess how much I have legitimately grown in this last year and maybe the last four even, is how much more confident, grounded, and the shit I am.
Yes. Self-love, self-belief, and a humble brag. There's nothing wrong with a humble
No,
brag. Like,
no.
you know?
Thank you. But yeah, so that are some highlights of the year. And going forward is to, again, solidify the beginning of my career so we can get this money. Um, and, I have those body goals. I also need to and want to learn how to swim. I just
We
decided
can do
that
it
today
together. I've been
needs
doing
to
that.
happen.
Yeah.
The abs, getting back on my diet. And I don't mean like diet to lose weight, but diet as in like
A
not,
lifestyle.
yeah, like I'm not trying to eat outside like that. So get back to cooking at home more often. And yeah, that's what we got going on right now.
So that's all good stuff. I'm super happy for you. I feel like you've grown a lot and you're finally at a place where you feel like you should be at this point in your life, like you're moving in the right direction.
Thanks.
So I'm,
Yeah,
I'm excited for where that's going to take you. So for me, I feel like I've definitely come a long way as well in a year, but mainly mentally. And I think that was the most important thing for me.
agreed.
Um, just
Also that
the
you made so much progress.
Yeah, I think I stopped believing in myself. Like when I compare my younger self post health issues to myself now, it was definitely the confidence in myself. And I think back then, I believed in my talents, I believed in what I brought to the table and what I had to offer anyone, and I wasn't intimidated by anyone. Whereas post health issues, I didn't believe any of that. So I had anxiety just being in a room with people who I felt were doing their things. I don't know how to just. I don't want to use the word intimidated, but I just didn't feel like if I belonged in that same room with them, and that became an insecurity of mine. And kind of made me isolate myself from people. So I went from being outgoing, I loved kind of being around people, meeting new people, to not giving a shit about people and becoming a little recluse, which isn't good. So yeah, so after that shitty ass April, and then when was the episode? April, May. Was it May where we woke up tired, or was that April as
Oh,
well?
I think that was April still. April was a long month.
April. Please, April was insane. But anyways, I think since then I've kind of been able to manage my PMDD. The thing about when you have IBS, endometriosis, PMDD, these things, and you have other things going on in your life, you're already predispositioned to have depression, to have anxiety, to have all of those things. And on top of everything else externally going on, it's just like if you don't have a handle over those things, you will spiral. And that's exactly what I did. So I think I've gotten control over that. And I believe in myself now. And with that confidence, I've been putting myself out there a lot more.
Yes.
And I've met some amazing, amazing people. Even with this podcast, like I said, I haven't put out all the episodes yet, but I have spoken to some. When I tell you they've changed the way that I just view the world and I look at people, it's just been insane. And I'm so grateful that people, I think it helped a lot, people just believing in me and just wanting to talk
Of
to me
course.
on this
Yeah.
little podcast. So that helped as well. And the people that I've met, from the outside looking in, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so smart. They're so talented. Like, what the fuck can I offer them? And then I get to talking to them and I see like either they're not so smart or they're smart, but they're not necessarily smarter than I am, which made me realize like I have like, what the hell am I scared about, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And just with the podcast, I realized like those people who might work for Google or who might be the CEOs of their own company, they go through shit too. And they were like dying to be able to talk to someone openly and honestly about shit that they were going through because the same thing, the crowds that they run in, everyone wants to act like it's all perfect. Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
drive whatever's a fancy car, a Lambo or whatever, and I have it all together, but nobody's talking about the real shit that goes on. So they
You know
found
who
me.
is? You.
we
That's right.
are. So it's like it's refreshing. Yes, I would say that, and from that, I've been doing a lot of other things, but I'm not ready to talk about them publicly yet. Just because, I'm a little superstitious sometimes. Yeah, so like I said, the biggest thing has just been my mind and my perspective on things. And I think perspective is everything because if you believe that you can, then you will. If you
Yup.
believe that you can't, you won't. And
Yup.
for me, that is my superpower and has always been. Just when I think back to all the things, whatever I said I wanted to accomplish, I used to, and that's just because I believe I could. So now that I'm regained, I wouldn't say I'm there yet, like, where I have that focus. But,
Laser focus.
huh?
Laser focus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that strong, strong belief, but I'm definitely getting back to that. And that's what I want to work on, self discipline and just pushing through on days when I'm having a tough time health wise, which I've gotten better with, just trying to push through and do it the best that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looking forward to what you do, man.
So, anyway, let's talk about
Valentine's
Valentine's Day.
Day. Yeah. All right, y'all.
I'll go first because I know
Okay.
you have like a whole long thing. So last
Uh-huh.
Valentine's Day, I basically was saying, well, actually, he's in the house, so I can't really say that much. So last Valentine's Day, I really didn't have anything planned, and I don't even remember what we ended up doing, to be honest. But this year, we're in Trinidad. This is a place where we fell in love, actually, right on this couch that I'm sitting on right now.
Yes.
um, so I think it'll be special. We have what's called a fete in Trinidad. It's carnival time. That's why we're here. So we're gonna go to this fete called Army Fete at night, and then during the day, I have something special planned. But I can't tell you guys about it really. But the next time, just remember last year when I was saying about the meat place,
Mm-hmm. I know
the
there was a beach thing happening, right?
no, 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 no. There, I wanted to take him to this place with like a variety of meat.
Oh, like a Brazilian steakhouse?
Yes, yes. So the
Mm.
first one we ever went to was here in Trinidad. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I didn't end up doing it last year, but I'm gonna do it this year,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be like the same place we
Oh,
went, the same setting. So it's gonna be a little bit nostalgic, and I'm excited.
that
Let's get to
yes.
you. Mine is pretty boring compared to what you have to say. So what's going on with you this Valentine's Day? Last year you were in a relationship.
Yeah, I don't remember what we did. Oh no, we saw no,
You went
was
to a
that?
play or something.
Yeah, Phantom Wicked. We saw Wicked. And
Yeah.
then we saw Phantom for my birthday. And we went to a Brazilian steakhouse for our anniversary. That's why I'm getting all mixed up. Anyway, so we saw Wicked. Yo, Wicked is awesome. I didn't think I was gonna cry. I didn't yo, watch Wicked. Anyway, so that's what we did. That was nice. That was cute. We ain't doing it again ever again because I'm single now. I'm gonna have to drop them. Um, so yeah, this is actually recent. Dropped him last
So
Sunday.
so what? Last Sunday. So it's really fresh. Okay, so when we came on last Valentine's Day episode, we were giving people advice about what to do if you're single, go out with your girlfriends, go out by yourself. But we
Hmm.
were more or less talking to people who had been single for a while. We
Yes.
never thought to address the people that were getting broken up with right before Valentine's Day or
Yeah.
doing the breaking up, which is something that happens often. I had been broken up
Word.
with on Valentine's Day before. So
Word. Word. Y'all. Okay. So
so
here's
how are you dealing?
this is what's so special about this breakup. All right. So officially, as of the breakup last week, this wound is about roughly between a week and a week half fresh. But the
Before you even
tumbling,
get into it, did you already have Valentine's Day plans or?
no, I was gonna wait till this week, honestly.
Okay, so
I
good. So it makes it a little less hurtful.
yeah, I didn't like I had money saved, but you know what I'm doing with that money? Going to a spa, chilling, spending it on myself. Like what? Yo, no, honestly, because like we used to do the most extravagant stuff, and it's like that's fun and all, but it's like I want to save some money. Like
Yeah.
it's cute. It's cool, and then he would want to do the stuff, and then I would feel bad, but not. I wouldn't really let him know that I feel bad because what the fuck is that? Um, it's just I'm glad I'm saving money this year. Um, and that is not by no means to say that I don't like spending money on my people
He
and that,
does.
huh?
You don't mind.
I don't mind. And I do, especially if I love you and I got a great ass present because I'm a good ass gift giver. So, like, yo, for his birthday last year, a grand. That's it. Took his family out, well, as much as I could because there were seven of them. And anyway,
But a grand
um,
is more than a lot of people spend on their significant other
right.
in a whole relationship.
Past breakups, I would be a mess, calling out of school, calling out of work, not doing my homework, not doing my chores, mess. So I don't know if this is because I have matured. Actually, no. I know it is
I
because I
think
have
it's just because
matured.
you're all. I don't necessarily know if it's matured really is the word. I think you're just all cried out.
No, I'm definitely all cried out. How that's definitely one of it. But then on top of that too, with Carlos, I told myself, you are getting too old to be getting this hurt over another person. Like you got things to do, Nat. Like, yes, honor the feelings and do the things, but the fact that haven't gone to school in a week, no, the fact that you're going to work late, like, come on. At the end of the day, you lost somebody for good reason. Yeah, your feelings were
Put
invested.
put your mic in your hand. No, like on your thing because it's like on top of your hand is like boom 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 boom.
Oh, I'll do this.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so I told myself I just need to be better at recovering from breakups. And honestly, I have been doing great. Don't get me wrong, I still cry at night. I'm still like hurting. Like yesterday, my heart felt raw. Like I just wanted to be home. But I have been picking up. I'm not late. I'm still going to work. I'm doing my
You're still
projects.
just carrying on. Like you're
Yeah,
just moving on with life.
I'm okay. Now, granted, I do think the fact that I'm all cried out helps a lot, but I think those were the two things. Anyway, so that's why this is also different. Technically, like I don't know, it's weird. I can't even say it was a mutual agreement. I can't say he broke up with me, and I can't say I broke up with him because kind of all three happened at the same time. Like it's a weird situation. Anyway, so um, to put it in the most vague of terms, we have just become different people, and it was asking too much of me, and I was trying to do the too much, but then I was like, fuck that, in a very loving way. um Meanwhile, he just needs to focus on himself more. That's all that is,
Yeah.
right? uh so anyway, so what I'm doing for Valentine's Day, one, I'm legitimately forgetting that it's Valentine's Day. And I'm not doing that out of bitterness or whatever, but like the reality of it is I'm picking up my nephew that day and I'm taking him out to the movies or whatever because it's a half a day. And then afterwards, I'm just going to hang out with some friends in my neighborhood who happens to be not where my neighborhood is not that commercialized. So it's not going to be crazy with all the couples and whatever, which would be helpful. And then, it's just another day. Like,
Normally, I would tell people to avoid like other couples and stuff like that, but maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should be reminded that love does exist and love is out there. And
oh,
go ahead.
yes, I know that, Kenechi. I know, like, other people need to know that, but I need y'all to know that if I know it, the freaking hopeless romantic, there's somebody else. There's somebody else for you. You're good. I'm good.
Yeah, like
We're good.
it's I'm not happy that you're experiencing heartbreak and And
Mm-hmm.
I know it's going to take some time, but I am happy that you've gotten to the point where you can decide that you deserve more. Um,
Yep.
I think it's always hard to see when you're in it, but you
Definitely.
reminded me of me in a particular situation. And
Yo,
you,
I was thinking about that too, Kenechi. I know exactly who you're talking about too.
yes, yes, yes. And I saw, like, even when I would try to give you hints, I knew that telling you, like, listen, you deserve better, you do this, that doesn't help. You have to, like, believe it for yourself. You have to see it for yourself. And you have to get to the point where you're just, like, fed up. And when you
Let me
love,
correct you. Let me correct you because you telling me did help because in my lowest points, that shit would like play in my head. Whether I believed it or not, it would
yeah.
still play, you know?
But I mean,
So,
like, that can't make you leave the person,
right.
because you told me. And I was just like, no, it's gonna work. It's gonna be
Yeah.
different this time. And it wasn't. And yeah, just even now what you're saying, like, I'm okay. Like, I might not be okay some days, but I'm okay the other days. It was just like how I ended up ending my 5-year relationship. I was just like, it's done. It's okay. I didn't make a big announcement. I
Hmm.
didn't I didn't even cry. To be honest, I had so much other shit going on that I wasn't even able to process the relationship. And I just moved the fuck on. And him leaving me at my worst point just ended up being the best thing that he could have done for me. And I was on to the next in a matter of 2 months, probably. It was like literally, let me think about it. Like, we broke up in March, and oh, it was a month, but the
Wow.
thing is, we were on and off for 5 years. And when you've
Okay.
just that was the last time I was like, this is your last chance, this is a whatever. And then, like, when you leave me for dead at my very worst, and I've given you, like, my all and my everything, it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, it's time. It's a sign from the universe. Like, and it doesn't mean that they're bad people. I don't want to sit
No,
up here and bash anyone. I don't think your ex is a bad person at all. I just think he just
I don't
wasn't.
either.
And sometimes it's not even that they're not right for you. It's just like, it could be timing, you know? Everyone everyone, like, it's a lot of growing people have to do on their own before they could be a good fit for someone else as a partner. And
I'm
I
going
don't
to
think he's there yet.
I'm going to agree, but I don't think that's what happened in our relationship because I did not meet him the way I left him, you know?
Yeah.
So his transformation happened with or without my help, which I'm actually very sure was without my help, into something I just told him was a deal breaker, you know? So
But do you think is that he grew into that? Because yes, people do grow in different directions. Or do you think you just didn't see those sides of him? Because people can keep parts of them hidden for a long time or dormant for a long time.
yeah, I was actually going to say this next. I don't know if he transformed or if his mask just fell off, you
Yeah.
know, because in his particular situation, and out of respect for him, I'm not going to say
Yeah,
he's
we're definitely not. It's not a bashing session, and we're not
no,
gonna say either of them are like bad people.
yeah,
Just they weren't a good fit for us. Yeah.
yeah. Um, here's the sad thing. I don't think even if he grew, he needed to or whatever. I don't think I could go back because of all the stuff I had to go through to even get here. And with as much as I was there for him and as understanding as I was, almost to a horrible fault, you know. So it, I don't know. It's
Okay, so let me ask you this question, because I
mhm.
went back. I had gotten to that point where you are now, and I went back. Um, what is going? Because sometimes time passes and you kind of forget. It doesn't become as strong as remembering all the fucked up shit. So
I'm
what's gonna be
writing all
different
this
this
stuff
time?
down just so you know. What was your question?
Like, what's gonna make you not go back this time? Because you did put 4 years into this, and we as women, we tend to hold on to the fact that it's been 4 years instead of thinking, like, damn, I kind of wasted, not wasted, but I've already invested 4 years. I don't need to invest in something that's not giving me a return anymore. We focus
Kenichi,
on yeah.
I'm gonna let the whole country know right now. I didn't lose nothing. I didn't lose time, nothing. There's no more time or investment going into that because I got what I needed. Don't need to
Yeah.
go back on to the
Yeah.
next stage. You
All
know?
right. So enough about him, I guess. What?
I mean,
Move.
like, let me also be real. This man really, he was my first real, true, deep. I didn't know I can love somebody like that kind of
Same.
love,
Same. Yeah.
you know? So not taking none of that away. I got respect for him and his journey. I hurt for him, but that is not my problem. And that's one of the things I learned as a human being through this. I'm not responsible even for my spouse, which
No, you're not.
eventually is going to transfer. I can't be responsible for everything of my kid. I gotta just guide them as best as I can.
Exactly. Give
So
them the
you know
tools
what?
and hope they use it.
Yup. So we about me.
Um, One more thing.
Sure.
Are you a little bit bitter? Because I was bitter.
Nope.
I was like man hating a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay. Let me
With
take.
disgusted at the thought of anybody else like touching me, looking at me. I'm like,
Oh, that? No, I don't consider that bitter. The fact that you don't want nobody to touch you or look at you like that. Because not gonna lie, in this last week, I almost like, woo, don't think advances have not been made, and I almost went ahead with two of them. Um, I'm not bitter towards men,
yeah,
at least not because of this relationship, you know.
okay.
Um, I understand everything, why he did what he did, what he needs, what like that's the one thing about this relationship. As much as it hurt him, he was able to articulate, whether maturely or not, what the problem was, you know? So I feel like I'm lucky to get that, you know, which is kind of sad that I feel lucky because
No, and lucky it happened now because you could have been in your 30s.
yo,
You could have
I could
had
have been moved
kids.
in
You
with this dude. I could have been moved in with this dude. That would have been a way crazy situation.
Definitely. You know, it could have been a lot harder trying to split stuff, trying to
Yeah.
figure out who gets the apartment. It could have been a lot worse. So it's better it happened now than it happened in the future.
Hell yeah.
So
And I
I
was
would think
right
like him
there.
showing his true colors now was really, and that's what I got to the point. Him showing his true colors was really a favor to you. And you're going to get to the point
Oh
where you're
yeah.
going to just be able to be like, yo, thank you. Like, no, seriously, it broke my heart when it happened, but thank
Hmm.
you. You're going to
Hmm.
get to that point, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
to be honest, this is also how I break up. Even if you did me wrong, I tell you thank you because for me, I need to know that you know all the good stuff so I can stop thinking about you. Because the reason why, at least in particular for me, I keep thinking about all the good stuff. I'm like, I want to go back. I love him. We had all these great times. Really, that's just the brain not trying to let go of something it's familiar with, you know, forgetting
yeah.
all the bad. So I
Exactly. And
figured,
we tend to compartmentalize people,
yup.
you
Hmm.
know, and we shouldn't.
So this is how I trick myself. I already told you, but we still ended it. All right, and that's it. You know?
Yeah.
So
And
I told him the thank yous and everything. Like, thank you for
good,
trying.
good. So
I
you're
understand,
steps ahead already.
hmm
And I would just say the only thing is don't let your heart be too jaded or closed off. Now, I
yeah.
would say you've learned now to the way you love that person that you will never love anyone else like that because that's for me it was unhealthy to love someone the way that I
Yeah.
did that
The
person.
the
But you
love I
could
was giving him is meant for the self. That's what the fuck that was. You shouldn't go hard for
exactly.
another person like that. No.
Exactly. But moving forward, don't have your guard so high up
Hmm.
that it's hard. Well, you want it to be a little hard because you want people to earn your love, earn your trust, but you don't want it to be so hard that you push people away and
Right.
you're not open to
Yeah.
having deep emotions with someone. And that's something I struggled with for a long time, you
Yeah.
know?
My next steps, because with these four advances I referenced, I'm ready for some things. I'm not ready for others, and I am definitely not in the mood to find anybody else at this moment. You
Yeah.
know, like I'm chilling.
Yeah, that's the attitude to have. And if it happens, it happens. If it,
Hmm.
like I said, I moved on within a month. I was just like, you
That's
know,
awesome, though.
I mean, I didn't get into a relationship because, like I said, I was jaded as fuck, you know.
Oh, wait. So you mean you slept with him in a month? That's what you mean by moving on?
No, 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 no. Like, okay, with my husband, like I had
No,
gotten
I
back
know.
with, yeah. So did I? No, I didn't that first time hanging out, but I definitely had strong feelings again. I think once I, like I told the story, I'm not sure I told it on this podcast before, of when I linked up with him again. It was just to be friends. I was still in my man hating phase. I didn't want anybody to touch me, look at me. We went
Mm-hmm.
to a club. He was trying to dance with me. I was irritated as fuck. Like, this is not what I came here for. You're not my man. But like on his birthday, he surprised me on his birthday with,
Ooh, you was the
yeah,
present. Mm.
exactly, with something that I had been telling everyone that I was dating, but no one ever really listened. And he took the time to just listen to me and make it happen. And I was just like, how selfless of someone to surprise me on their birthday. And it was just a whole thing. Like, he put thought and effort into it. And
Aw.
I also confided some things that I had never confided in anyone before. And I just saw the love, the unconditional love from him, and that opened my heart because I had never received that before. He definitely had to work for it, like for a few months before I said, like, okay, yeah, let's be in a relationship kind of thing. But by July, I was like, yeah. But that's what I'm saying though, because my heart was so broken before and I had been in such a toxic, unhealthy relationship, I was able to value someone who was giving me unconditional, healthy love.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I gained out of it. Like,
Yeah.
I saw what love wasn't and what love
Yep.
should be like.
Yep. Universe, I'm ready.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for these trips that you're gonna go on, these foreigners you're gonna meet, and just have a
Word.
good time.
I got my Duolingo on my phone right now. We getting ready.
And just to fall in love with yourself again, like just to find yourself
hmm hmm
without that person, because 4 years is such a long time that your identity somehow kind of gets
Yeah.
intertwined with being with this person.
I'm gonna let y'all know though. For the in the last year of the relationship, I started not detaching from him, but it's like I realized I was losing my identity. So like I started chilling out a whole lot more. So I developed this whole baking habit.
Yeah.
You know, what else did I get going on? I don't know. I
Make
was just,
hair products
oh
that
right,
your
skincare.
finger.
Yo, I sold, yeah, my finger, dude, this
Is it
stuff
okay
still
now?
hurts. No,
Oh.
it hurts. When it rains, it's like crying.
Oh no. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's okay. No, honestly. So if y'all don't know, I was developing last year the hobby of making my own skincare. So I was using an immersion blender, and my finger got caught in it, and that resulted in 13 stitches and two and a
Mm.
half months of recovery. Yo,
This was in April too, right? Like, I feel like that's when I.
March 3rd on a Sunday. I
Okay.
remember.
But when I
um,
saw you in April, it was still.
yeah, it was still
Healing.
messed up. Um, anyway, this finger is a reminder that you do not need to be as depressed as you are, because I
Yeah.
wouldn't have stuck my finger in there with forgetting to unplug the fucking blender in the first place if I wasn't in
If
my
your mind
feelings.
was, yeah.
Yeah, like be present. Honestly, there's this book, y'all, that I read. It's called The Power of the Now. Read it. It was the only thing that kept me sane,
Mm-hmm.
especially through this breakup, because it's like it's okay because right now I'm good. What's happening right now? Am I being threatened? No, because I'm good. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that's what this finger is. I developed the hobby of making skincare. I just sold in the last 3 weeks my first product.
Tub.
Yeah,
Woo! Look at
awesome.
businesswoman.
Yes.
Businesswoman.
So that I don't know. That's gonna turn into the business, but I'm taking that super duper slow,
Mm-hmm.
because I already can foresee some pitfalls where I'll become a manufacturer rather than a seller, and
Okay.
it's yeah, I don't got a garage just yet to do all of that. Anyway, so that's that.
That's all good. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy how so much can change in a year, yet so much can stay the same. And
hmm
I'm just so grateful to just be in this headspace. And one thing I do want to say to your dude, your ex dude out there,
Okay.
is, again, this was not a bashing session, and we wish you the best. Like,
Truly. No, like I honestly I wrote a journal entry about this. It's like part of a lot of my grief is that I couldn't be as helpful I would have liked or
but it's
had
not
as
your
much impact.
responsibility.
I
Just
know.
hope that the
I
person gets
know.
the help that they need to get,
Yeah.
and it's out of your control. I know for a fact my ex has stalked me, so if either of you guys are listening as well, yeah, I wish you guys the best, and thank you for all the lessons. Yes, I'm jaded as fuck now, and I'm not that innocent as I used to be, but I definitely have learned lessons that have been useful.
Mm-hmm.
And without them, I wouldn't be with who I'm with now, like if I didn't learn
Yeah.
those lessons. So, just thank you, and I hope you guys are doing well and happy. And for the rest of you guys who are single on Valentine's Day, if you're going through a breakup, like Natalie said, just make it about yourself and fall in love with yourself. And it's about self-love. Like, V-Day is all about love in general. It doesn't necessarily mean a relationship. You can have Galentine's Day. I know a lot of my
Yup.
girlfriends are making it about their girlfriends. You could do that. Your parents.
Yup.
Um,
Your nephews, your cousins, your
yeah,
sisters,
just
yo.
show love to the
Mm.
people that you have in your life. And if you've been single for a while, girl, go do your thing. If you need to go on Tinder and get a quick hookup, do what you got to do. And I never
Yes.
thought I would be encouraging like random hookups because I was so like, no, be in love with a person. No.
No, sometimes you
Live your
need
life.
those.
Just live your life in the now as long as you're safe. And have fun. Life is so short, guys. It's really, really, really short. And you just never know when you're going to go. So just try not to dwell. It's really hard sometimes, but just try
Hmm.
not to dwell on things.
Yeah. And I do have to say, especially considering I was this type of person, especially last year, if you're dwelling, really, really question, like take yourself out of that moment and ask, why can't I let this go? What is it that's actually pissing me off or getting me depressed or whatever, whatever? Because I assure you, the answer is much more in control for like you have more control of that answer than you think.
Yeah, that's what I realized. Like I could decide, like yes, I couldn't control the things that were affecting my emotions, but I could control my reaction and I could control my perspective of things and I could decide to get out of my funk. It's not
Mm-hmm.
easy. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, "Oh, it's just a matter of like I want to be happy." Like no,
Mm-hmm.
no, no. It's just to accept the things that are happening to you and just decide, okay, what can I do to actively get out of this?
Yep.
So is just try. I think a lot of the times I gave up and I just felt defeated and I just was
Mm-hmm.
okay with just sitting in that funk,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yep. Yep.
One thing I forgot to say in this year that was really, really big for me,
Yeah.
that whole rape episode.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that was big for me and I think that also helped with where I am mentally now, just getting that off my chest. And I don't know, like the amount of feedback I've gotten from that episode alone just lets me know that this happened to me and I'm pretty sure in the future I'm probably going to do like talks on it. I'm gonna like help other people with their experiences. I just have that feeling, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who reached out. I'm okay. I am okay. I feel so much better, and I have my power back. So look at Natalie's face. Yeah, I never thought I would get to that point where I could just say it out loud. So just sharing it and leaving it up, because a lot of times I'm like, I'm gonna delete that shit, but just leaving it up. I have my power back.
I love you, Kenechi.
I love you too, Natalie's like, and I haven't given any updates. Have I had any deep conversations with my family yet? No. But I'm sure it's gonna come. But everything happens in time.
Okay.
Do you have
I'm
anything
sorry.
to say?
I don't. I'm so. I don't. I'm holding space because like I got to tell you when I was trying to clean. I didn't know what the hell I was expecting when I clicked on that.
The title,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was cleaning and I couldn't. I stopped. I sat down on this couch fucking bawling because if y'all heard it, I was one of the friends she referenced, you know? And
Yeah. But I was supposed to ask you, do you remember me calling you that day?
yes, I
What?
do. And that's also why I was crying because it's like, yo, I didn't hear it. Did I know this? Why does this sound familiar? But I don't, did I downplay it if she told me the truth? Like what? I
No,
like
no,
my
no. I meant
memory.
like when it first happened. I didn't tell you what happened, but I called you and I was like, you and Ariella explaining, like, oh, I just lost my virginity, that
No,
kind
I
of thing.
know. I know. What I'm
Oh,
saying is that I was so shocked that I was really trying, like, I remember that conversation. You
yeah.
like not tell us. You told us a different version of it. But I was really like, yo, Nat, did you actually hear? Like, I guess what I'm trying to say, it just fucked me up that I was like really trying to figure out how did I fuck up to not be there for you, you know?
I don't think you did. I don't think you did. Like I said, I didn't even want to admit it to myself. So it's definitely not something I could have admitted to you guys, especially since those were the kind of conversations we were talking about. You know, as kids, you're curious and shit. We were talking about sex and stuff a lot
Mm-hmm.
at that time. So to just come and say, like, this is how like, I just didn't have it in me. So I
Yeah,
had to create that false reality.
I feel you. I understand that. Yeah.
I do want to say thank you for being that friend that a few years later, I still didn't tell you the full story, but I alluded to something not going down. And just, I think you were like, I'm sorry that happened to you. And it's okay. I understand you don't want to tell me the full story or something like that. But
Hmm.
if you ever do, I'm here. So just for even not like pushing me or just being
Hmm.
understanding, I appreciate that.
Of course. I love you.
Natalie. Oh my God.
I know where he lived though, so
Right? I don't know. But you know what's crazy? I still don't even wish him bad. Like, I think after that episode, I was sitting with myself. Like, if I could go back, would I report it? Like, how would I handle it? And I think we're all fucked up and damaged, and he has a lot of demons himself. I honestly don't think. You know how sometimes people do things to you and they know they're doing it to you? I don't think he knew exactly what he was doing.
based solely on your story, it sounds like he did it.
Yeah.
But he was wildly selfish and predatory still.
Definitely. And I have had to be okay with that. Like coming to like I
Hmm.
don't necessarily think he's a horrible human being, but he's done some horrible things, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That
But
makes sense.
yeah, so we're gonna have Natalie back on in the future to talk to other people, of course, but I think we definitely have some things to catch up more in depth about just the two of us. So I hope. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Natalie and I'm like melting right now.
Yeah, no problem. I feel like I do have to say one more thing in case my ex is listening is like
Okay.
even though we've been playing the social media game and I don't need to see what you're going through, I do know that one day you're going to need to talk. You can still call me if you need to talk. But you know what we have to talk about. Anyway, Kenichi, thanks for having me on and for doing
Thanks for
this.
coming on,
Yeah,
girl.
and for doing this 1 year thing. I can't believe it's still, I mean, of course I do believe it's still going, but the fact that like it's turned this big with so many people, that's so
Yeah.
awesome. And again, thank you guys. Like
And once
she's
I'm in
great.
New York, she's gonna be on more. I think it's the time
Yeah,
difference, the everything.
it's a
It's
lot.
just a lot.
We were really
Yeah.
trying to like that was the premise of the podcast, but we had to face reality. Like it's just
Yeah, even the technology trying to do it's just too much. And
mhm.
I will be releasing, like I said, guys, you guys wouldn't believe the number of episodes I have banked now. It's just a matter of just sitting down, editing them, and just having that self-discipline, regardless of how I'm feeling, and just putting them out there. So thank you for those of you who've just been bearing with us. And no matter when I upload, you just been listening. So thank you
Mhm.
for that.
All right. Have a happy Valentine's Day, whether it's that's by yourself, which is like
Look good.
awesome.
Even if you're at
Hell
home on the
yeah.
couch, dress up and look good.
That's literally what we're doing right now.
Facts.
Yeah, have fun no matter what with whoever. Even if you just make friends that same day.
Yep.
Screw it. If it's going to be a commercialized holiday, go have a holiday. All right, guys.
All right, guys. Yeah, we gotta go before I turn into a puddle here. Remember, you can follow Natalie at
Lady Marmalade, Marmolade, on Instagram.
Yes, and you can follow Going Through It at goingthrough_it. Go to our website, goingthroughitpodcast.com. Thank you so much for going through it with Kenechi
and Natalie.
Come back next week to see what else we're going through. Until next time, bye.
Bye.